33rd march we've had in towns and cities across this country, the biggest rolling campaign for any wildlife protection cause in Europe in decades. We're here again, just over 2 years since we last marched through this town, because the badger cull has not gone away. The threat to our badgers, if anything, is increasing. We're now faced with an extension of this mad policy that has no scientific validity, that's terribly cruel, and has cost so far over £23 million, around £6,500 per badger killed. So we're really here now to re-engage with the people of Brighton, to wake the politicians up to the fact that we've not gone away. We remain very angry. We're going to continue to fight this terrible policy in towns and cities across this country. Today we're going to have hundreds of people with us. It's a beautiful day. We're going to get lots of people through the city centre listening to what we have to say, why it is that we should stand up for our wildlife, not allow industry and political short-term interests to destroy it.
First of all, John Cooper is going to speak to us. John Cooper, QC. He's given me a list of all the things that he's been up to. But today, he's going to be speaking on behalf of Save Me. Here's John.
I did say that I realise I'm the warm-up act here before the main performances start. But firstly, I want to say congratulations to the Badger Trust and Sussex Wildlife Trust for actually being the hub of getting us all together here today. I'll give a round of applause straight away for that, I think. It's very important, particularly now, we make it very clear that we are not going away. Yeah. And a turnout such as this now, this morning, is a real indication to those who think the issue has gone away and those who think that we have gone away. That is not the case. And can I just say this for anyone else that may be listening? This is just for starters. I know that there are other events, other rallies organised. I've been talking about them to a lot of the people here, and they are available to you. You probably know them in any event when they're going to happen, but this is just the start. As Dominic in particular will tell you, this is the 33rd protest march against badger cull policy held up and down the country, and I know Dominic is going to talk in detail to you about that, and in particular the detail relating to the crass waste of money. And I'm doing this to music, by the way. I never come anywhere without my personalised choir, so I hope you realise the effort's been taken here. Either that or it's the opponents trying to drown me out, but I don't think they've got that good voices. The analysis, and you all know the facts and the details, and I'm not going to go into them, but I think it's also important that when I'm in this position, I send a message out to people who may not know, people who may be listening and watching what's going on here this morning, and making it clear to them who want to inform and educate themselves, right-minded people, the reality of the heinous badger cull policy. Nearly all badgers that have been killed do not have bovine TB. That's the first thing to say. And let's just talk in plain principles to people who may be listening, to people indeed who may be shopping, that they actually don't have TB. In fact, the culling policy, the actual act of culling, has produced, and this is not just us talking, has produced in fact more cases of TB, bovine TB, by the actual policy itself. You know these facts. I don't have to tell you, but perhaps a few people listening and watching should know that. If you are concerned about this problem, and there is a problem, don't blame the badgers. Look elsewhere for the problem. Yes, everyone wants to be supportive where there is a problem, but let's focus on the cause, and it is not the badgers. We live in a world where it's easy to persecute people, where it's easy to persecute animals, where it's easy to find scapegoats. It's an interesting word, isn't it? Even the word includes an animal. Each and every time there's a problem, find what is a hopeless cause, find someone or something that cannot answer back, and blame them. I suppose it's considered in some circles a vote winner. Well, it's not a vote winner. Let's make it clear to anyone that's listening and anyone that's watching, it's a vote loser. Yes. something else. Evidence. In the sort of work that I do in the law courts, and by the way, this is the first time I've stood on the bench. I've been building up to that one. Never give the best joke straight away. My work as a lawyer in the law courts, we deal with evidence. And if you want to prove your case, present evidence. The problem with those that say badger culling is the answer is that they're afraid to present the evidence. Because if they presented the evidence, they would be able to say, actually, there is no evidence. Very few of the badgers actually killed, and some of them brutally killed, some of them that take over 5 minutes to die. The majority, if not all, of those poor creatures were not even tested for bovine TB, because we know, and they know, and anyone listening to what's going on here should know, guess what? They won't have it. So if you're not afraid of the evidence, I say to our opponents, if you're not afraid of the truth, actually test the situation. Test what you're doing, test what you're proposing, you carry on doing, and that's what today's about. It's not just about what's been done, it's about what is proposed to be done. Well then, tell the country, tell the people exactly what the results of your inquiries, of your testing is. And if you've got the courage to do that, I say, your argument will die. As much as you want the innocent creatures you actually say cause this problem equally to die. I'll conclude this way. It really, really grates with me at a time when we are fighting for the welfare of all animals to see not only is there government policy to reintroduce this heinous activity of badger culling throughout the country, we also see on another sphere the government still failing to confirm funding for wildlife crime investigation. When we are here campaigning, quite rightly so, on the issue of badger culling, we also need to take an holistic, an overall approach, an attitude to campaigning and getting the message across that when we fight today for the badgers, we must fight all the time for all persecuted wildlife. It's great to see you. As I said, I can now put my speech in my pocket and enjoy the walk. It's like being asked to do an after-dinner speech. It always spoils the dinner, but it's not going to spoil the walk. Thank you.